They're witches.
So, apparently I'm a witch.
Because she's a witch.
We've got a witch!
I'm the love witch.
I am a witch.
I am a witch.
I'm a witch!
Sally just came out.
Now the witch is back!
They're witches.
Join the Crow Collective. Help to support this channel by becoming a member here on YouTube. From £2.99 per month, you will gain access to members-only perks, live streams, competitions, sneak peeks and more. Just click on Join for more information. Thank you to all our members.
Indeed. Good evening, everybody. Sorry for my tardiness, being a couple of minutes late. I couldn't get the sound to work. I had no sound at my end whatsoever. Again, it wouldn't be... Now I've got no monitor. It wouldn't be a Lisa stream, would it? If there wasn't something somewhere happening that wasn't quite as it should be. Hopefully I'm going to get my second monitor back up and running. Otherwise, I've got no chat. And I don't mean like I've got no Riz. Do you know what I mean? I mean like I won't be able to see any of the chat. Why has that happened? Why is it happening right this second? Why is everything... I've just done a stream. Apologies if it kept disconnecting. I saw the comments about that. And unfortunately, it turns out my VPN, unbeknownst to me, was running. So, yeah, that is an absolute thing that happened. Why are you not coming on? Oh, God. This is going to be a nightmare tonight. I can feel it in my water. Oh, God. Sorry, everyone. Bear with. Let me just... I don't want to have to reset things, but that sounded like a monitor might be coming on. That's got some... No, there's no power there at all. What is happening today? What? Why are you doing this? Why, Delilah, indeed. Right. That is absolutely plugged in. And now you are telling me you've got a blue light on. And now I've got my monitor back. Yay! Oh, Flaming Nora. Flaming Nora. Good evening. Your internet went... Oh, oops. Hold on. Why do I not have the on-screen chat? There we go. Your internet went down, but back on again. Good evening, everyone. That's okay. My monitor went down and then came back on. Dormouse, hello, everyone. What a blooming week. Chatted on Tuesday and carted off to hospital. Oh, no. Oh, no, my darling. I hope you are okay. I'm so sorry to hear that. Oh no, my darling, you might not be that chatty tonight. Well, you can just listen, my love. If you want to just sit and chill, just sit and chill. You can join us. If you need to get off, just head off. Don't worry about having to say goodbye or any of that. You know, we don't have to have those niceties here. You can just, if you're feeling poorly, my darling, you just do what is best for you, okay? And if that means just like nipping off, then you nip off. If you fall asleep in your chair or whatever, or you have a little nap, all of that is absolutely fine, my darling. You just do what you need to do. Look after number one, right? It's not looking after number one. Quite often it's seen as really selfish. It's not selfish. It's self-preservation. And sometimes we need to do that more than we do. Hi, Dormouse, says Sarah. Hi to Sarah on the live. There's loads of chats I missed. Let me go and have a look. Here she is. Yep, I'm here. Oh, you heard the horn going off. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Hurrah, you can hear that. At one point I couldn't hear it on my end. So, you know, yay. I was testing things. I was trying to make it work. It wasn't working. I went live and I thought, oh, it'll be fine. Nope. So then I did just tell the members only on the members only chat, I did manage to drop a whole bottle of my smudge spray onto a very large stone that is used as a doorstop. So we've got a really big, like large polished stone. The bottle hit that and smashed into a lot of little pieces. And it happened just here, just right next to me. So all I can smell right now is menthol and eucalyptus and maybe a little bit of lavender, some rosemary that was in it. I managed to sweep up everything, including the little mini crystals that were in it and all that from my smudge spray, which is great. It makes everything smell lovely, but my eyes are a little bit stingy, excuse me. So I do, if my eyes start looking a bit bloodshed, right? I haven't been drinking or anything. I haven't been out partying. I wish. These days, if I go out partying, I'm home by 9:30, in bed by 9:45. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm old. But yes, if I do start, or if I start coughing throughout the stream, that'll be the reason why. But having said that, I've got super clear sinuses. Well done, Lise. Well done. Already messing up your worms. I know, right? I am messing up my worms with that piss pronunciation. Never mind. Let's go for some tarot reading. So good evening. Welcome to Beyond Authentic. We're going to be doing some tarot reading here. And the way that we do it on this channel is... Oh, hang on. Oh, that's lovely. Thanks, everyone. It's feeling rubbish, but coming here is lovely. Well, I'll tell you what. In fact, hold on, everyone. Before I go into my spiel about tarot, we've already got green light, so we'll stick with the green lights. Let's light a lovely candle for Dormouse. That's what we're going to do. Do I have a nice bright green candle? I only have the darker green candles. That's okay. I thought I had some bright green ones, but never mind. We've got a lovely deep leaf green candle for you, my darling. We're going to pop it in this candle holder. There we go. And I'll stick it on top of there so we can all see it. Just move the crow feet out the way. And we're going to light it. So then, as always, when I light a candle for health, I will send... where have we got him? Come on. Where's Rocky? Where's Rocky? No, not that one. Where is Rocky's sound? There we go. Thank you. Not Rocky, I meant Tank. Right then, so Tank, we're having some earthly energy and we're going to send a little bit of healing out to Dormouse. So we will send it Dormouse's way. So then, that's what we're doing. We're going to send this lovely green candle with its healing energy as we're now in March, which is springtime. And we are going to send this out to Dormouse. Okay, so we want some nice warm vibes, healing vibes, and also friendship vibes for Dormouse. That is what we are going to send out. I'm not going to spray anything else. Normally I'd spray, but I'm not going to spray anything else because of the amount of oil that's already been used here. So we're just going to send this lovely green candle with its healing properties and its wonderful healing light, and we're going to send this out to Dormouse with best wishes from all of us. Best witches? Best witches? I should be a Hallmark card writer. Best wishes from the witches here at Beyond Authentic. So then, from your crow from your Crow Collective friends out to you, my darling. We're going to send all of that. So then, if you would like a tarot reading on this channel, then all I ask that you do, there are two ways to get one. The first is, first of all, you have to be subscribed, right? And if you're going to ask a question, you have to be able to comment in the live chat. And for that, you've got to be subscribed at least 5 minutes before you type. Okay, so make sure you hit that subscription button now. Secondly, there are two ways to get a reading on the channel. The first way is to, oh no, I've just sent the wrong message out. But the first way is to send a comment, put it in the... put a comment in the live chat, starting with the word question when I announce a round in a few minutes. And then one of those questions will get picked at random. If, however, you want to guarantee that you get in there with a reading, then you can do that by sending a super chat. Okay, that super chat can be any amount. If it's more than £8, which is 10 US dollars, if it's above that, then it does mean that you will get yourself a longer reading, and that's actually quite an important one, because it does. It also then means that it will go into a lot more detail and have a lot more emphasis, basically, and will give you a lot more information for what it is that you want to know. Hopefully that makes sense. Let me just I'm going to do the magic do now, and we're going to change our surrounding. The details are now down on the screen there. You also have to be 18 years or over to get a reading on this channel. And of course, you have to bear in mind that tarot is for entertainment purposes only. You do make all of your own decisions about your own life. Tarot should never be used to replace medical advice, legal advice, financial advice, or counseling advice. If you want advice in those areas, seek a professional in those areas. You wouldn't go to a dentist to get your tire fixed. You wouldn't go to a mechanic to have a tooth pulled. Although they'll probably do a very good job at it with a winch, a lot cheaper than a bloody dentist as well. But you wouldn't go to those people for those things. You'd go to the right people. Likewise, I am not a professional in any of those fields. I'm not a professional counsellor, certainly not a professional financial advisor. I'm not a doctor, and I'm not a lawyer. But I am a bloody good tarot reader, if I say so myself. So all I can do is lay down some cards, read the cards, give you the advice or the information that's on those cards. What you do with that is entirely up to you. So then, I think that's it. I think I've said everything I need to say. So my live chat, it appears, is acting completely up at the moment. So I do apologize for that. But we are going to go ahead and open the round. So whenever the round opens, you will hear this noise. And there will be a lovely little video about to play that gives you 30 seconds to get in with your question. So if you would like to be the first person, the first cab off the rank, get yourself in, get your question in that live chat, starting with the word question, and do it just about now.
Ask your question now. Send your question as a super chat to guarantee your 3-card reading is next. Donations of $10 or £8 or over will receive a longer 6 or 7 card reading. To try for a free reading, write your question in the live chat starting with the word question. If no super chats come in, a free question will be chosen at random. And if you need help, just ask one of our mods.
Yes. Yes, indeed, as I always say. Right then, keeper of the questions. Oh, why are you over there? There we go. Keeper of the questions. Who have we got for today's first question? Who have we got for today's first question? Let's have a look in that there chat. I'm just trying to get the questions up. Good evening, Ellis. Wow, Sarah, you've been with us for 3 months with an Americano with oat milk. That's wonderful. Do we have any questions that have come in? It doesn't look like we've had any questions. Is that right? Hang on a second. We have. Oh, Sarah, your membership has renewed. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Ellis. Why is I do apologise. Bear with a second. I'm now not getting my chat on screen. There we go. I've got it. Technical problems. I'm sorry that you've got the flu, my darling. Make sure it isn't the vid. That's going round again at the moment. But yes, but generally you're well. I'm glad to hear that, Ellis, my friend. I really, really am. Let me have a look. It doesn't look as if we've had any questions come in. Oh my Lord, that is amazing. Amazing. Right then. So in that case, I do believe, hang on a second. Sarah, I do believe there was a question that you wanted to ask. I think it was last week, that I wasn't able to get to, and you didn't ask anything in their live chat. Was there still a question that you had? If so, I can go ahead and read for you now. If not, then I do actually have a question myself for the cards. So I might just read for myself, which I never do. I very rarely do that on a live stream. But I might actually have to. I'll just see what Sarah says. Oh, you think your daughter had COVID, Sarah? Oh, okay. Well, we will add your daughter to the green candle. So green candle energy. Green candle healing. We would like to add Sarah's daughter. I don't know what your daughter's name is. Don't put that in the chat. But we'll add your daughter's name onto that as well. So the universe's energy knows where it needs to go. So that is that. Let me have a look. And also for Ellis as well. Green candle for Ellis as well. Green candle for Ellis. Sending it all out. In fact, we'll just listen. If you are feeling poorly right now, this healing candle it's sending green energy. Now, a lot of people find, again, it's why I'm a little bit different when it comes to other magical practitioners. A lot of people use green for money. I always find that to be ridiculous, right? Because in the UK, our lowest denomination of banknotes is green, right? Lowest is green. And our highest is red, but I'm not going to use red because red's a colour for anger and blood and those sort of things, right? Or love. I'm not going to use red for healing. So the reason I use green for healing is because it's of the earth, and I like healing with that earth energy. For money workings, I use gold. I use a gold crystal, a gold candle, because for me that's far more important. Because gold is like, it's the world standard. It's something that is always going to be used for monetary purposes, and that we've revered for, how many thousands of years has gold been a major thing in the world, and seen as a symbol of wealth. So that's why I use a gold candle for money magic, and obviously a green candle for healing. I forgot what I was saying then. I'm just pulling up on my other screen, I'm just pulling up the actual video because I am having issues with the chat right now. I'm having issues with the chat right now, so let me see if I can put it up this kids way.
And running my own business.
Okay, I don't want an advert, thank you very much. Here we go. Let me skip that. There we go. Nothing makes you feel richer, says Ellis, than full health of mind, body and spirit. Absolutely. Patricia had COVID. Okay, Sarah, thank you. Patricia had COVID 2 years ago. You were proper poorly and you didn't get out of bed for 4 days. Yep. You know that Rufus ended up with hospital with it when he got it. Patricia, your friend collected the dog for you and kept him while you took to your bed. Oh, poor buddy. Poor bud. Oh, bless him. Bless his little heart. That is... And also, thank you very much for your friend, for stepping in and doing that. You've obviously got some very, very, very good friends. So don't forget, if you want a reading, you can go ahead and just pop that question into the live chat now. It's probably the best time of the evening, just as we're getting started, to get that, to get yourself a reading, because we only have, we've got 11 or 12 people in the chat, and it seems that a lot of the people are here just to chat. They don't actually want readings. I am then, if nobody else wants a reading in the next couple of seconds, I am going to go ahead and see for me what I need to know for March, because there is a couple of things happening for me this month, and I need to know kind of how to capture them, if that makes sense, kind of what to do. So I may well just go ahead and do that. In fact, I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. So if you would like a tarot reading, do please go ahead and pop your question in the live chat, starting with the word question. I am actually going to do something I very rarely do on a stream, and that is a quick reading for myself. So then here we go. We cleanse the space, even though I'm being gassed out, if you like, with essential oils, with smudging spray. So this is going to be the cleanest and cleansest that the room has ever been. And we'll bring in Wispy. Hello, Wispy, my love. Look, I've got a green aventurine skull now. I've got a black smoky quartz, and look at this. Look what I picked up recently. Look, oh, where is it? Where is it? You can't see. There we go. Look, it's a little pink rose quartz little Easter bunny, Ostara bunny. There you go. You can see it there now. It's in the most recent Witch's Diary video that I filmed. So do have a look for that if you haven't done already. I'm going to bring in the other dragon there as well, the brooch. So then let's have a wee look. So I don't know how much I want to say. But Wispy, my friend, you know exactly what is going on this month. And so there are two things. One is in terms of health and a lot of stuff with that. And the other thing is in regards of, we'll call it projects. Okay, so projects, Wispy. So do I need to focus more this month on, give me my cards, Jesus. Do I need to focus more on health or projects? I know that sounds ridiculous because you're all going to say in the chat, well, obviously it's health. But yeah, thank you, Ellis. I will read for you shortly, my friend. Let me grab your question. That's not the question. Let me grab your chat. I've just seen that. So I will grab that now. Thank you, Patricia. I can't star it on here, so I will have to just, I'll tell you what I will do. I will take that off of that. There we go. And then I've still got it highlighted on the other screen. Yay! Look at this. A self-reading for yourself you find unreliable. Well, this is where, you see, this is something I've learned, Patricia. For me, because this isn't coming through me, right? Because I bring in Wispy, and Wispy gets the information from the Akashic record, all of that. I disconnect to the reading. So I know, obviously I'm being a bit vague as to what's happening and why I'm saying, you know, what do I need to focus on, health or project? The argument would obviously always be health, because you need to focus on that because of blah, blah, blah. But within health, there's a certain thing that I'm looking at for March, and within project, there's a thing I'm looking at for March. So if I'm asking for guidance, whether that comes from me and my own subconscious manipulation, whether it comes from Wispy getting the information from the Akashic records, whether it comes from my conscious interpretation, I don't really mind, right? I don't really care where it comes from, because right now I have a question. And so when I read for myself, I don't do it very often for things, but there is, I need to know where my priority needs to be this month, because I'm going to get a bit thin on the ground if I try and do everything. So because I'm now trying to manage the fibro and the other health concerns that I have, I'm trying to manage all of it. I'm trying not to overdo things. And so if I've got an idea of which I need to focus on, it means I can put the other one onto the back burner. Okay, Wispy, obviously you heard all of that, my friend. So do There's 2. That's not a card. Which gets the focus? Which goes on the back burner? Let's have a look. Which gets the focus? Which goes on the back burner? And we'll do the standard 3 card, where I am, what I need to know, and the opportunities to come. That I would, if I was reading for someone else, I would consider that a clarifier. So then, we've got the Emperor. Okay, so if I was reading for anybody else, I would say that the Emperor is somebody who is in control, somebody in authority, somebody quite high up, somebody who makes a lot of decisions. Now, that could well relate to me because I am generally the person who makes all the decisions in my life, right? That makes sense. However, with one of these, I am limited in my amount of control. Very limited in the health things. I am very reliant on other people at the moment, and yeah, very reliant on other people. So I am not in that position of control. But equally with the project, equally with that, there are issues at the moment that, again, things will come up that are beyond my control, and I don't like that. So I can take the Emperor as being a lack of control rather than the authority figure. I can see that as being that I am not entirely in control of what is about to happen and what is going on. So where we are, the Empress, where we are right now. Okay, so the Empress, abundance, family figures, that warm, loving embrace. Again, at the moment, that could be either thing. I would read the Empress as, when we're looking at abundance and we're looking at that element of prosperity and comfort, for me, the Empress is all about that warm, fuzzy feeling of knowing that you are going to be okay, knowing that you are supported, knowing that you are loved. And so for that Empress figure, for me, I can see that being kind of where I am now in both, actually, with both instances. Okay, so this is the big one. What do I need to know? Okay, Patricia, your reading of the moon last week gave me something to think of, and that was that the path is well lit and that it's clear which direction to go in. But this now is reversed. So I read the moon as being a bit of navel gazing. This is where we stop and we look and we want to assess, but it is also linked to that spiritual element. Interesting that I've had, out of 3 cards so far, all 3 are majors. That in itself is interesting. Right, I'll come to this. What do I need to know with the moon reversed? Maybe now isn't the time to spend time stopping and you know, obsessing on sort of spiritual connections and things like that. Maybe now is the time to follow the path that perhaps I don't want to go down, but actually is laid out and is lying in front of me. I guess that makes sense. And then the Ace of Swords and the opportunity, new challenges coming up. That doesn't help Wispy with knowing which should be the focus. That really doesn't help. So, Wispy, what is this Empress card, right? This could relate to health. This could relate to abundance. Which of these 2 am I looking at with the Empress? Okay, I'm going to ask for a clarifying card type situation type deal. The 4 of Pentacles, stuck in a rut, stuck. Things are very stable right now. Finances, right? Okay, gotcha. Thank you. Pentacles, thank you. That makes sense. So what this is saying, just to interpret. Oh, I've also just realised, because I've put the cards the way they are on screen, you can't see what they are. I do apologise. Aesthetic Delta, thank you for your question. Hold off for just 1 second. I've got somebody in, and then we'll open up a normal round. So then, let me have a look. So, the Emperor being unable to be in control of a situation, unable to change things, and unable to be that controlling element that I like to be with things on my terms. I've got to somehow let things play out a little bit, is what the Emperor is perhaps suggesting. In the where I am, we've got the Empress asking for clarification. We've got the Four of Pentacles. This is very much around finances, around projects, and around things that I am working on. So this is very much about the project side of things. This saying, hang on, you've put there, because it's reversed, it's not a clear path, more dreams than reality, do not burn yourself out. I would agree that I think that this is stuff that is stable, and that I need to treat this again. I know what this is telling me, right? This is telling me to take things slow and to basically keep plodding. Don't try and do everything all at once with this project. This project is going to be the Witch's Road, and wanting to do a lot more with that, and making more products, and obviously making them available for people. It's going to be something that is going to be, at the moment it's on a middle burner. It needs to stay on that middle burner. This is what's telling me. And then what's to come, the Ace of Swords, challenges, obstacles, and hurdles. This is coming no matter what I do, right? Because it's coming up in the opportunity, or what is the future, and because we've got this Emperor reverse card as the clarifier, it's literally coming up and saying, look, no matter what happens, there are going to be hurdles, there are going to be challenges. You have to find a way through. In my head, I was asking a more detailed question, if you like, about the details of what this is. And I think full well that this is telling me, like, to go all in the way that I would want to, and the way that my ADHD brain is trying to tell me to. It would be a lot, right? It would be a hell of a lot. It would take more time, more effort, more than I've got at the moment to give. So I've got to just keep with this stability. I've got to keep it ticking over. And there are going to be challenges ahead that, again, I'm not in control of this situation. I can fully, thank you, Wispy, I can fully, 100% take that on board. And basically the cards are telling me, slow your roll. Basically, this is not the time to jump in all guns blazing. This really isn't. This is not the time to go for it like 90%, 90 miles an hour. This is a time to step back and let things develop at the speed that they're doing. But I was wanting, and I keep saying to Rufus, I need to do a week where I'm focusing on nothing else but the Witch's Road. I need to make more product. I need to, start working on the search engine optimization and all of that stuff for a business. What I actually need to do is to keep it ticking over whilst I sort the health stuff out. So that's a really good, again, I don't often read for myself. I certainly don't often read for myself on a stream, but taking that opportunity, that has really clarified what I need to know and what I need to learn, like how I need to treat this month. So that's good, if you know what I mean. I'm okay with that. That makes sense to me. Right then, so Ellis, let's do your question next. Don't forget, Ellis asked a question when I said, and I invited people to ask for a question to be read without going through the rounds. Now it looks like we've got more people on the stream, so I will go through the next round and open it as normal. So then, Ellis, question: how should I navigate my relationship with HH? It's good job there wasn't another one, otherwise it would be your relationship with Triple H, the WWE wrestler and also head honcho boss man person. So let's have a look. How should Ellis navigate their relationship with HH? Let's have a look. Right then, let's have a look. Right. Oh, I've also just realised. There we go. I'm not. I'm not on screen. There we go. And bring your question back up. Is it that one? Yes, it is. Look at that. Right then. Why did I? Thank you. So we've done your cut. How should we navigate? We. How should Ellis navigate the relationship with HH? Where you are right now. Ooh, 8 of Cups reversed. You're wanting to take things to the next step emotionally, but you're a little bit uncertain. If I bring that down back to here a little bit. Sorry, everyone. Seasick time. There we go. That makes it a little bit easier to see. So the 8 of Cups is all about the trip to the 9, right? It's all about that journey to the 9 of Cups where everything is full and you have that full heart, that loving romantic relationship. This is reverse, which is saying that you want to take that step. You want to start that ball rolling. You want to be moving forward in a relationship, whatever that relationship is. It doesn't have to be romantic or sexual. It can just be a friendship, right? Whatever it is, it can be a family member. Whatever that relationship is, you're wanting to move forward with it. You're wanting to, have that relationship be in a good place. The 8 says you want that to move forward. You want that growth. The reversal says you're concerned. You're very concerned that the relationship isn't either going to get there or that actually the other person, HH, might not want the same thing. They might not want things to go that far. So this is giving you that doubt about going forward, about how to develop that relationship, that connection. Let's have a look with the what you need to know. Oh, another one reversed. The Knight of Cups. Don't jump in all guns blazing, right? Do not go in with the Knight. The Knights are the ones, I always say it, that rush in. They are the ones that jump in where angels fear to tread. It's not just fools in this tarot journey of ours. It is the Knights. Now, the thing is, because this is reversed, it's saying you really need to consider and think and work out how you are feeling and then try and go at the pace of HH, right? This is not a job for you to rush in on your roller skates, your 1980s or 1990s rollerblades, right? This is not a time for you to come Stranger Things in down the road. This is a time for you to kind of take not so much a step backward, but go at HH's pace. Okay, hang on. So you go at their pace. You let them almost like determine the speed, determine how and which direction the relationship goes in, if that makes sense. And again, whatever the nature of this relationship is, you can always put a feeler out there. You can always say, do you know what, cousin Bob, I would like us to be closer as a family. Or, hey, sexy partner Bob, I really want us to get jiggy and to get down with it this weekend. Or, hey, co-worker Bob, I really enjoy working with you on shift, and actually I'd like to maybe go for coffee afterwards and let's have a cordial relationship at work. Whatever that connection is, it's about putting it out there that perhaps you are wanting to grow that relationship, but not then rush in, right? Kind of put the feeler out and then chill. Don't jump in and say, hey, I've just met you, this is crazy, here's my number, I'm going to stalk you today and I'm at your house and actually let's jump into bed and I want to marry you, right? That's not that. Let's not do that, right? You need to go a little bit slower. The outcome. Oh, okay. The 8 of Pentacles. It's going to take work, but you're going to move forward with this. It's interesting that we've got an 8 book ending. We've got the 8 of Cups reversed coming in saying, be a little bit careful. And then we've got the 8 of Pentacles coming in saying, it might take work. It might take effort, but whatever this relationship is, you need to let it grow kind of organically. The Pentacles is all about growth. It's career, finances, yes, but it's also, because it's that element of earth, it's about growth. So you need to kind of let things go at their own pace, let things develop as they will, but also you need to kind of be aware that if you let it if you let it grow and if you water it gently, then it's got good legs. If that may, I have just mixed 15 different metaphors. Sorry, bear with me 1 second. I had something in my mouth in my coffee then. I don't know whether something fell in. But yeah, if you let it grow and let it kind of grow organically, then it will get to that place. It's just that it's going to take a bit of work and a bit of effort. But don't jump in with the hearts and flowers, right? Whatever the nature of the relationship is, don't jump in with emotions. Don't let your emotions go. Thank you, Wispy. It's not don't jump in with your emotions. Don't get bogged down in with the emotions. Does that make sense, Ellis? Right? Don't fall in love or don't reconnect with that family member and think you're going to live the, 2.4 children, that blissful, idyllic Hallmark family. Don't whatever this connection is, don't get carried away with the romanticized element of it, is what I'm saying. Hopefully that helps. It does feel as if whatever this is, whatever this connection is, this 8 being upright and this 8 being reversed is really interesting. This is saying don't go overboard with the heartstrings and all that right now, whereas this is saying in time that growth will happen. You've just got to give it time. So whatever this connection is, if it is a romantic relationship, then give it time. Don't rush it, right? I do think from the 2 8s, it really does feel like, yeah, don't rush this. It will come good. You've got to let it grow organically. And I hope that helps, Ellis. I really, really, really do, my friend. But thank you ever so much for your question. Right then, let's have a look at that there, chat. Aesthetic Delta, Patricia, good call, same thing for you. What's that? I don't know what that is. Sarah, speaking of dragons, hubby bought you what? Valcor? Oh, do you mean Falcor from Neverending Story? I've just got a pin of Falcor actually, and a black Chinese style dragon. So Valcor is your heir and you're calling the black one Midnight, and he's a fire dragon. You're going to do his horns in black, and in flames. That sounds awesome. Yes, Aesthetic Delta, that sounds awesome. That really, really does. That sounds very, very, very cool. Yes, thank you, Patricia. Patricia's got a good way of summing up my 27 minutes of blurb into a sweet and significant 2 sentences. Thank you for that, Patricia. But yes, those dragons sound awesome. Do have a look. I know that you've probably seen them before, but do have a look at the podcast episode where we talk about the dragons. It's in the chat there, because I do explain how I created my technically there'd be thought forms, how I created the servitors or egregores, and what exactly my dragons are. There's a whole episode about it. You can breathe life into your dragons. They don't just have to be statues. And with that, I'm going to move on. So then, we've got a few people in the chat. It's a very quiet Saturday today, but I do think it's time to open a new round. So if you would like I keep forgetting to mute the microphone on that, but if you would like a tarot reading, all you need to do is go ahead, pop your question into the live chat, starting with the word question. If you go ahead and do that now, you've got a very good chance of having your question read. So yeah, do go ahead and do that. You've got about 30 seconds. Ellis, that's really helpful and makes perfect sense. Thank you. No problem at all, my darling. I am always happy to do readings for you, my friend. So then let's have a look. You've got about, as I say, about 30 seconds if you want to get your question in. You got about 30 seconds in the chat, and one of those will get picked at random.
Ask your question now. Send your question as a super chat to guarantee your 3-card reading is next. Donations of $10 or £8 or over will receive a longer 6 or 7 card reading. To try for a free reading, write your question in the live chat starting with the word question. If no super chats come in, a free question will be chosen at random. And if you need help, just ask one of our mods.
Interesting. We are very quiet today. If we don't get a lot more chat requests or a lot more reading requests, then I might actually finish this a little bit early today, because again, one of the reasons I was asking for health stuff, my back is actually quite painful today, and unfortunately I've taken my allotted amount of painkillers. When you do the Freya's Cauldron docs, you'll pop them in the background. Oh, the Freya's Cauldron box, yes, that'll be cool. You're planning on doing that as you paint and whatnot, but it's going to take weeks for them to become what they will be. In terms of thought forms, my advice would be take a good month, if not longer, to program. It's the programming that takes a long time, particularly if, how can I put this? So if your dragons are going to be anything more than a have they? I haven't got that up on my screen. Aesthetic Delta has asked a question. Aesthetic Delta, if you're still here, pop your question in. I can't see it on my screen. Unfortunately, the chat on here is terrible. I can't go back to find it. So if you do want a reading, Aesthetic Delta, then do please pop it in the live chat. Go ahead and do that. What was I saying? What was I saying? Oh yes, the dragons. If it is something that you're wanting to do, then what I would recommend, my darling, is that you build in as many kill switches, power down switches, as much within the programming that you write. So there are, again, that podcast episode, I talk about what the dragons are and how I created them. There are videos where on YouTube, and there are certainly a lot of chaos magic type books which talk about egregores and servitors and the creation and how to actually go about creating it in detail. It's very important, unless they are going to create become other thought forms like my dragons have. If you want them to do a specific task, if you want them for a specific reason, then do have a look with the at putting in those kill switches. Do have a look at putting that in. The difficulty is that when you first creating them, they can get a mind of their own. Okay, be careful how you create something. If you want to create something that is pseudo sentient, it can have very interesting repercussions. Have a very, very, very careful look at that. Aquilarius is saying you've been in Duns doing your shopping of the week while listening. I used to like Duns. We had that over here. Aquilarius, are you in Ireland? I'm sure you're in Ireland. You have to drive home now. Have a safe drive. Just put us on in the background with the volume. Don't watch the videos. Could you imagine like this going, oh, it's the four of clubs. It's the 5 of cups. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, I like that deck crash. Don't do that. No crashing, please, Aquilarius. Ivy Chorus has a good YouTube video on egregores and servitors. I'll have to have a look at that. I'm always interested in how other people created theirs and things. You used to get the Freya's Cauldron box, but the quality went down and it no longer felt right. Which casket and which box are your boxes now? Which casket is the leader? I must say, I didn't comment on it. Your planning will probably take more than a month. Yeah, months and months and months. It took me to create the first dragon, which wasn't wispy, but to create the first dragon and all of the programming and the feeding and how he was going to be kept and all of that easily took over a year. And it was a long process. Right, I've been given a question in the chat from I think it's from Aesthetic Delta. I think it is. Aesthetic Delta, if you're still here, please do drop us a line in the chat and I will have a look. I've got the question here. Let me see if I can find a way of doing this. Is this going to work? Yeah. So I think this was the question that Aesthetic Delta asked. Aesthetic Delta, if you're still here, I know that in various places people have been having some internet issues with YouTube today because, you know, it's great. So I'm going to read for you, and hopefully mods, when Aesthetic Delta answers, just tell them that this is the reading for them, even though it's got my name on it because I couldn't find theirs. Right, hopefully all that makes sense. So we're going to go ahead and swap the camera over. And as always, we're going to do the cleansing. It's just to clear the space like so. And we're going to bring in Wispy. So Wispy, my friend. So Wispy, we have a question from Aesthetic Delta, who wants to know what can they expect with their connection to Nicole in March. What can they expect with the connection to Nicole in March? That's what we want to know for Aesthetic Delta. Let's have a look at that. Oh, we just had a perfectly flicked card. Look at that. So that was the way it jumped. So we've got, there's only one card, we've got the Three of Cups as your clarifying or modifying card. Now whenever we get a card jump, that's when I stop shuffling and go to the cut. So we've done that one, and let's have a look. So then, Aesthetic Delta, what is the Three of Cups as a clarifying card? The Three of Cups, if it was this way up, we'll be talking about sisterhood. It's quite often depicted with the three muses, the three graces, things like that. It's about friendship. It's about that connection. It's about moving on from a couple. So that could be having a child, adopting pets, anything like that. It's about taking those next step forward in a romantic relationship. But this is reversed. So this would be saying, let's not put that on the table right now. Let's not have that as an option, right? We're not wanting to expand. We're not wanting to bring that forward. This is not a time for thinking about or talking about those longer term plans with family, or if Nicole is very close to her family, then this might be an idea that there is something where family members might not look favorably on you at the moment for whatever reason. Okay, but let's get into your cards and see what it might they might reveal. So where you are right now, Two of Swords, this is saying that the you and Nicole are having difficulties. It feels like there's a significant fallout that has happened. Swords is trouble and strife. Swords is all about challenges and hurdles, those lessons that are sent to try us, and the twos are about couples. So you've got a card that is all about a couple having some lessons, having some hurdles, but then it's also reversed. This is something which feels more than just a disagreement. This is more than just, you know, you want Indian takeaway for dinner and Nicole wanted a Chinese takeaway, and you both ended up, you know, at getting a Burger King takeout because neither of you could agree on what the other was going to have. Do you know what I mean? Like both of you wanted something different, so you both ended up having something rubbish. This isn't that. This goes deeper than that. This is a serious disconnect between the two of you, and it feels like it's quite a serious argument, if that makes sense, and it's been quite a serious fallout, and that whatever this is, it's genuinely kind of damaged the relationship. Okay, whether or not that is something that can be repaired later down the line or not, we'll have a look at. But certainly at the moment, it feels very much like that connection is a bit fraught right now, which might explain the Three of Cups being reversed, because if there's been an argument and Nicole has said to their family or something, oh well, actually, did you know, actually, you know, Aesthetic Delta did this and this and this, if they've been, you know, talking smack, I guess it's called, about you, then that might be why it's sort of poisoned the chalice a little bit. But I don't know. That's only a potential. Let's have a look at what you need to know. The Emperor reversed. This is not a time to be controlling. This is not a time to try and dictate what Nicole does. This is absolutely not. This is a time where this is a time that you need to completely back off and allow Nicole to kind of gather herself and her thoughts and feelings. The Emperor is all about being an authority figure. The Emperor is all about being in control. The Emperor is arguably the most important person in the major arcana in terms of the populace of the tarot. So you can see in the various suits, we've got various people that are depicted. The court cards of those suits, the Page, Knight, Queen and King, they're the ones in the royal courts. The Emperor and Empress have sway over the royal courts, if that makes sense, right? They're above that. The Emperor is in charge of the day-to-day running of the empire. The Hierophant is in charge of the day-to-day running of the religious. In this deck it's more science-based, but in the, you know, what the people know, all of that is quite, they're quite almost seen as equals. Arguably though, the Hierophant advises the Emperor. The Emperor doesn't always have to take that advice, because again, this is something that the Emperor is, that, I wouldn't say control freak, but you know, when I did my own reading and the Emperor came up, I did say control freak. And then let's have a look at the outcome. The Eight of Cups also reversed. My darling, it feels like you need to be able to maybe let Nicole go in March, right? Let Nicole find her peace, find herself, find, you know, all of those pieces of her own puzzle. Because the Eight of Cups is about taking those next steps. The next step to the 9, which is happy, happy, joy, joy. This is reversed. Okay, this is reversed. So this is saying that journey to the 9 probably isn't going to happen, right? And it's something that you may have looked at, Nicole may have looked at in the future and gone, oh, I would really like to have XYZ, you know, marriage and kids and blah, 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 and a house and a mortgage and whatever it is, a ring. Or it might just be, oh, I really want to go on a lovely holiday together to, you know, show our friends and family how, excuse me, good Lord, to show our friends and family how committed we are, or whatever it is. When you're with somebody, you think about those things for the future, don't you? And like sometimes you might just be thinking about, oh, well, this summer we're going to go to Ibiza and have a real good party rave up, into it, disco time, yay. I know, right? I'm so bloody old. Other times you might be sat there thinking, oh, it would be lovely to sit on that rocking chair in our porch with the grandkids and the great grandkids running around our feet, playing with their drones while the robots clean the house. It would be so lovely to be having that, right? We all think about potential futures when we're in some sort of romantic relationship. What this card is saying is that the potential here is that dream, that wish, that want has now been derailed a little bit. So when you're asking specifically about March, I don't think things are going to move forward. I don't think there's going to be a progression forward with the relationship in March. So it may well be whatever's happening between you and Nicole, the cards would say, look, this is a time to back away. This is a time to let Nicole work out whatever she needs to work out, whatever they need to think of, whatever they need to consider about the relationship. This is the time for you to take that step back and to allow what will be will be. Patricia, who's one of our mods and a friend of mine on the channel, always says what's meant for you won't pass you by. If this relationship is meant to be, whatever's happened between you that's led to this disagreement, this fallout, this fundamental shift and break in that relationship, if you're meant to be, that can get repaired, forgiveness can be asked for, things can move forward, you know, counselling and all of those things can come into play. But that takes work, and it takes two people actively working to repair something. If neither of those two people or one of those two people don't want or are unable to put that effort into that work to repair that damage, then there is no future in that. Okay, hopefully that helps, my darling. It's probably not going to be the message that you were hoping for. I know that when a lot of people come on and ask tarot questions about relationships, they're hoping for the flowers and chocolates and, you know, squishies and all of that. Unfortunately, all I can do is read from the cards, and that is going to be your reading for today, Aesthetic Delta. So thank you very much for your question, and I do genuinely hope that that helps. So thank you ever so much. As I say, thank you very much for your question. And if anybody's wondering why this is here, it's because I couldn't go back in the chat and find their question. So one of the mods did it and sent it over to me. But thank you very much for that question. Right then, let's have a look in their live chat. What was you won't touch Coven, the subscription box, after the debacle with the counterfeit cards. I remember that. You cancelled after that. To say they were brought in good faith is not good enough. No, exactly. I can go on to lots and lots of cheap websites and I can buy lots and lots of tarot cards, but I also know the ones that aren't real. And it's interesting. A warning, by the way, a warning. Let's do this. Warning. Danger, Will Robinson, danger. If you are in the market for tarot cards, right, please go to a genuine publisher, or go through Amazon where you've got a very good returns policy, or go through, if you're buying on the second-hand market, make sure you ask the person selling them on eBay or wherever, make sure you ask to see the deck, to see the box. You don't want a QR code. You do want a little white book or a pamphlet or something, and ideally you want it to be something that says the name of the deck. This is the Fifth Spirit deck. It comes in a box. It has barcodes on it, not QR codes, so you know that it's, you know, a legitimate item. It's got the publisher's name and all of that stuff on. All of that is still possible to fake, but it's got a little white book that is actually linked directly to this deck. What I have found recently is that some Chinese manufacturers of the fake decks have got very clever, and they now know that we say to look out for the ones with the QR codes, avoid like the plague, because they are very, very fake, right? And sometimes when we're saying fake, not only can they be bad quality cards, and, you know, bad quality reproductions of the pictures, bad quality card stock, they can also be cut down versions, right? So you could get this particular card and it wouldn't have the border, and it might be chopped even tighter than that, so the back of it would be noticeably skew-if, or the printing on the back would be at a slight angle because it's got stuck in the machine, and they haven't cared because it's a counterfeit. What they're now doing, some of the Chinese manufacturers are putting in a basic standard little white book, and it will say something like keywords for tarot, or tarot guide, and it won't say this is for the XYZ deck, right? Normally, even if it comes in a little white book, it will say on the front cover of it, I don't know, if you're buying the vice versa deck, for instance, it will say vice versa tarot on the front cover. It'll be a little black and white book with a reproduction of the front cover on the packet, right, on the little white book. What the fakers are now doing is just including a generic because then when they're selling them, you say, oh, does it come with a little white book? Oh, yes, it does. It comes with a little pamphlet guide. Great. That must be a genuine deck. It isn't. It's still a fake deck. Do your due diligence, people, when you're buying a tarot deck. Patricia, a bit like me, I've bought fake decks in the past. What I tend to I tend to have bought them and been conned by eBay, and then it's very difficult to get your money back. I have once bought a deck on Amazon, and it was about £12 or £15, so it was about the right price point for a genuine deck. However, it came and it was a little mini Chinese one, and Amazon refunded it straight away. But a lot of people will buy those decks and they will use them to see if they like the imagery on that smaller deck and then go and buy a full size one. That is something that a lot of people do, and that is, you know, entirely random, I guess. Other people though will absolutely avoid the fake decks like the plague. I personally avoid them like the plague now. So yes, yeah, that was their answer. Surely a company would have known, but veiled their subscribers. Believe their subscribers would not know the differences in sourcing. Absolutely. It's not when there are easy checks. Absolutely. You're in Kilkenny, Aquilarius. That's good. Patricia's grandfather came from Kilkenny, home of the witch Alice Kytella and her lady servant Petronella, who was burned at the stake for witchcraft in 1325. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. You got yourself a handsome new mic recently. Does everyone want to see your handsome new mic? Go on then. Yes. Go. Well, no, because as I say, I got a deck from Amazon, and that deck from Amazon, that also wasn't a cheap deck. It was, you know, a reasonably priced tarot deck, to be honest with you. Right, let me have a look at this one then, Holland. What do I need to do? I need to do an on-screen thingy, a window capture. I'm getting good at this. Right, I need to do this and that one. Yay. And then I need to make it bigger. And then with the keyboard. Hang on a sec, everybody. This is going to be more of a chatty stream, it looks like, today, rather than intense with the tarot. Don't forget, if you do want a question read for you today, go ahead and pop it in the live chat, starting with the word question. You've got a very good opportunity today to get that reading done, because we've got very few in the live. So oh gosh, no, that's not what I'm wanting to do. There we go. So if you are wanting that, if you're wanting a reading, do please go ahead and do that now. Pop your question in the live chat, starting with the word question. Where's it gone? Oh, I lost it. Hang on, I'm getting it back. Right, there we go. So then, this is the microphone that Holland has just bought. It's an AKG, also known Grandma. Also knows Grandma is the make. Yes, an AKG. Isn't that what you get in hospital when you've had a heart attack? They go, quick, get me an AKG. Okay, zap. And then you plug you into the machines. I know it's an ECG, but anyway. Yep, looks good. Looks good. My lovely other half is currently wanting me to now go and buy new there we go. He's wanting me to go and buy a new GoPro type situation, type deal for the filming for the other channel, because that was a bit weird, because the little fake GoPros, the little action cameras that we've had, are great, but they're not the best quality, and he now wants to upgrade. And I did explain that GoPros are very expensive. But yeah, he's now wanting to upgrade them for the other channel, for the health channel. Let's have a look. Yes, I also have done this. I've also got somebody, mentioning no names, gave me in fact, I've got it right here. Look. Oh, hang on. Oh my God, everything's going to fall over if I lift this up. Too late, you're committed. I should be bloody committed. I know, right? Ha ha ha. There we go. Somebody gave me this amazing book. Right? Lovely, lovely book. Look at this big book. It's got world map on it, and it is a big giant book of tarot decks. The Chinesey made in a very cheap factory fake decks. There's a couple of other ones that I've put in here, but that I already had. But this came from somebody who wanted to get rid of them, and there's a few oracle decks and things in here, but there are also a few tarot decks in here. So this is something when I look for things to use as bookmarks and things, I don't necessarily go for this, because I have got a Deviant Moon deck that I ended up using as a bookmark, so I've still got that somewhere. But yes, so I've got enough bookmarks to last me forever, even though I do quite like buying artistic bookmarks and also making artistic bookmarks. So yes, let's have a look. It is a very snazzy mic, I know, right? It's all about the equipment. What? Hang on. What punchline? You thought new Mike was a new man. I nearly did say that, but yes. That's funny. That is funny. Funny. Oh, you were supposed to. Oh, I also didn't get that. I also didn't get that. But yeah, everybody likes it. It's a posh microphone. If you need to send the problem is, Sarah, you can send it through Instagram like you did. Holland sent it through our moderators group chat. Too late, you committed. I know, right? I did. I committed to it because it's got lots of stuff on top, but I actually was like, yay. What? It's actually a downgrade from your last mic, but you reckon a cheaper mic that doesn't crackle is still better? Absolutely. I've got to say, I am acutely aware now that the microphone in here picks up the sound even from the fans on the computer. So I do need to maybe have a look at, because this is a two-way, I need to have a look at blocking it off this way, if that makes sense. I know, right? This lovely tarot chat has turned into not a chance, Patricia, not a chance. But this has turned into a chat about technology, because obviously this camera is so bloody amazing. I tried last week with the old camera up there, did not make it work, couldn't make it work. It was far too blurry. So now I've got the one that was up there, and now I'm thinking, do I want to spend maybe another 120 quid on another camera that's this quality? I don't know that I do, but I might end up upgrading. But yeah, we're going to, I've now got two brand new, again, it was more expensive than it should have been, two brand new lavalier mics that are clip-ons. So when if I do any filming out and about, thank you, Ed, I will do. If I do any filming out and about, that is now done with the lavalier mics, and they can plug into your phone. So if I'm using the action cameras, the little GoPro fake GoPros, then that's great. I just record the sound separately. We do that clap thing so you can see the spike on the audio file. If not, then if I'm filming with my phone, it's easy. I just plug it in. It's amazing. I just need places to go to now. I need real life witchy friends. That's what I need. And events and places to go. But yes, right then, Ed has requested a general reading, please. Even though you didn't start with the word question, but that's fine, Ed. Don't worry about it. That is absolutely fine. I will do that for you, my friend. In fact, I will do that in about 30 seconds time. Before I do, I know that Neil isn't on the stream right now, but Neil is very busy doing things, and some of those things are the fanzine that Neil writes, and it's called Necronomicon. If you like horror films, right, if you like old horror films but also some of the newer ones, I can just recommend this with the absolute, like, the most amazing 100% recommend, if that makes sense.
Legend has it that it was written by the Dark Ones.
It is coming. Necronomicon. Strange tales of the supernatural and the unearthly when the fabled Necronomicon unleashes his ancient secrets.
The secrets of the Necronomicon do not come cheap.
Necronomicon.
What's in the basket? Easter eggs?
Again, totally recommend the Necronomicon zine. So yeah, do recommend it. It is Holland. It's a very interesting zine. I adore the fact that it is 100% punk style, old school zine. It really is. And you know what? He hasn't changed it. It's been updated, and the style has been the same in 20 plus years. It is amazingly, I would say, on brand, but that gives it a disservice. It is amazingly Neil's unique style and unique vision. It's a bit like, you know, when you are watching a Tarantino film, it's a bit like that. You know that you are reading something from Neil. Right then, Ed, so let me find the doodah. There we go. And we are going to transition over to the other camera. There we go. Bring in, I keep moving the little brooch dragon and the crystal dragons because, well, just because. And let's put the bunny rabbit there as well, so you can see the pink. Well, you can't see any of it really because of that bloody light, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Right then, let's cleanse the space for you. Sanya and Mandy, good evening to the two of you. Ed, the zine keeps you entertained in the laundrette. Oh, do you know what? You can hear one man's voice coming through that whole zine so clearly. I love it. I absolutely love it. I've been Can you hear me now? Oh, I don't know what happened there. I don't know what happened there. I've somehow grazed myself. So I know I'm just having to self-vampire it. Ed, you've had the Wheel of Fortune reversed. The Wheel of Fortune. So this is your clarifying or modifying card. And the Wheel of Fortune... Hang on. The Wheel of Fortune is all about risk and opportunity, my friend. It's about a situation that could go kind of either way, if that makes sense. Now, it is reversed. So it is really talking about having... It's like you've got options, but it's picking the least crap from a crap bunch. Do you know what I mean? It's like... It's like there are some choices here. There are some options available to you. But whatever you go down, you know, it's like, do you get cat shit on your shoe? Do you get dog shit on your shoe? Or do you get horse shit on your shoe? Either way, you're getting shit on your shoe. Do you know what I'm saying? It's excuse me, a bit like that. Right, let's go ahead and do the drop. And let's have a look. So then we have where you are right now, the Magician reversed. Even more that you're unable to control the situation right now. So the Magician is all about having the tools around you, having the ability around you to manifest a world as you would have it, to make things, to make your dreams a reality, right? This is saying at the moment, you don't have that. In fact, it feels like you're perhaps being manipulated in some way. Thank you, Sarah. If I get time to look to pull them back up, I will do. I've got a few other people wanting readings right now, so I'll try and get to it, my darling. I promise. If about 5-2, if there's a gap, just send me a message if that makes sense, and I'll remind me and I'll have a look. So yeah, the Magician is all about like possibly being hoodwinked or manipulated into something that you're not really wanting to be a part of. Either way, whether that is, you know, coming from externally, or whether it's the feeling that you aren't able to take that choice. You don't have that choice at the moment. It's interesting that it follows on from the Magician. What you need to know, the 5 of Wands, right? So this is, you're in a state of defense right now, okay? And it's giving you this sense of having to keep your guard up, right? Having to keep your wits about you at all times. So it's almost like you can't relax at the moment because you need to be on. Now the thing about the wands, it's your confidence, your self-esteem. It feels like the longer that you aren't given this opportunity to do what you want to do and to manifest things the way that you want them, the more your confidence is taking a knock. The thing about the 5s is it's a time of tumultuousness. It's a time of change. It's a time of looking at a situation and kind of working out, I've been doing this for this long. Does this still make me happy? Is this what I want to continue doing? I've come this far down the road. Do I want to carry on for the sake of carrying on, or should I just cut my losses and go home? Do you know what I mean? It's like the 5s are about that time of reckoning. It's like you've been doing things for a while now, you've been walking for a while, you've been whatever. Now's the time to stop and go, where are we? Let's have a little assessment. Do I still want to walk the circumference of the earth, or am I quite happy just having walked to Portsmouth? Do you know what I mean? It's like, where are you on that big plan? And then the opportunity to come, Judgment reversed as well. Right, you got 3 major arcana cards, all of them are reversed, right? So you know this deck is saying to you, Edge, whatever this is about whatever it is that you are feeling. You fucking know what the answer is. You already know what the answer is. You know what you want to do, right? It's about going for it. This is saying that you are being judged unfairly. You are being judged unfairly. You are being held up to a almost like you're being compared to somebody who's been put on a pedestal. Do you know what I mean? It's like you're being this judgment isn't fair. This judgment isn't something about a just cold-hearted look at what your actions are. There are other things in this, right? If this is work related, which I know was a major concern, honestly, my friend, this is a time to try and have a look for something else, right? Have a look for something else. Don't quit and bugger off, but have a look at something else, because this is these two cards are saying that you don't have options right now, right? But the truth is you do have options. It may be that your options aren't great, and as I say, it's a choice of walking on cat shit, dog shit or horse shit, but there are options here, right? This judgment card is the most worrying, because it's basically saying that it's almost like whatever you do, you could be 5-star golden, you know, on the McDonald's badge, 5 gold stars, 6 gold stars, whatever they are. You could have, you know, certificates of accomplishment. You could have everybody around you, you know, singing your praises for how wonderful you do this job, better than anybody else has ever done it in a million, billion, gajillion, gazillion years. And you'd still be judged harshly compared to someone else. Do you know what I mean? The risk here with this Wheel of Fortune is there is always a risk in change. There is always that risk reward factor that you need to consider. However, it doesn't feel right now that you think you've got many options, right? If this is work related, what I would advise is to keep doing the job. Do it, go into the office day in, day out, do exactly what you've been doing, but behind the scenes, start looking for alternatives, right? Whether that is in the same sector, whether that is in the same sort of field, or whether you could, you know, you could go and do an 8-hour shift on a checkout at Asda and make the same money. It won't be the job that you're qualified for, that you're passionate about and that you care so much about, but it would be something that would pay the bills, and, you know, whatever, or go and, you know, whatever temporary job becomes available. There are options. It's just that this Wheel of Fortune card is almost saying that the options are probably not great for you right now, right? And that's where this feeling of being trapped is. That's where this feeling is. But the universe only gives you what you can handle, right? It might bend you. It might get you to the point that you are just about to tap out, but you are able to handle it. You just need to dig down and find that solution, right? And if that means going and looking for another position somewhere else, if that means going and looking and finding something and then being able to say to your current bosses, here is my 2 weeks notice, by the way, I've got a 2-week holiday period, I would like to take that 2-week holidays in the next 2 weeks, I start my new job on Monday, goodbye. If you know what I mean, whatever it is, there are ways to get out of this, my friend. It does not feel right now that you have, how can I put it? It doesn't feel right now that because you're in the thick of it, that you can see that way out, but it's definitely there. It's just going to take a little bit of looking to find that solution. Okay, I really hope that helps, Ed. The thing to remember with 3 of these majors, the universe is desperately trying to tell you, look, where you are ain't great, and where you are, it's going to, if it hasn't already sapped all of your self-confidence, it's going to keep your confidence kind of shifting, right? It's almost like the people around you have a vested interest in keeping your confidence low, because it keeps you where they want you. It means you can't manifest your own world, and it means that you don't think you've got an option. But you have options, my friend. You have options. If I were you, and again, this is not from the cards, this is from my personal experience, if I were you, I would start putting together a killer CV. I would start sending that CV off. I would get onto, is it called Indeed, where you find people that are looking for staff, find jobs these days and find workers. I would get on there, look for something in the same sector, look for something completely different. Whatever it is, I would be starting that process, my friend. Still going in, still looking after your clients, but I would be absolutely looking for that process, because this card, the thing about this 5 of wands, right? It's designed for you to be on the defensive, for you to be on that back foot. Because if you were fully confident, and if you were fully in your own power, right? They would know that you would walk out any minute, and they would not be able to treat you the way they've been treating you. I hope that helps, Ed. Thanks very much for your question, my friend. And yeah, I hope it helps. I really, really, really do. I'm going to pass your details on to Rufus so you two can have a natter about other things. But yeah, I know I keep saying it all the bloody time, but we do still need to go for coffee. What does Ed do? Ed is a veterinarian's assistant, a veterinarian, an assistant veterinarian, veterinary, as they used to say up in Yorkshire, a veterinary. Yeah, that is what Ed does. Where's the doodah? There's the doodah. There's the doodah. Hello, there we go, and we're back across. Hello, Nanette. I hope you are well. Good evening to you, my darling. I hope you are doing very, very well. Yeah, for your health, I agree. Thank you, my darling. If you're being used, it's also abuse. Try and find somewhere else. It's difficult, though. It is really difficult. Although I've got to say, I really love Mandy's advice. Be the rose that grows from the shit. Bloody amazing advice. I love that. I love that. Absolutely. That needs to be on a t-shirt. Be the rose that grows from the shit. Love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Right then. So, for the very last time this evening, the round is open, our final round. Get yourself in with a question. Start with the word question, and you can get yourself one of the, well, it'll be the very last question this evening. Do please get yourself in. If you want a super chat for the very last slot for this last, to guarantee yours is the last reading tonight, send it through as a super chat. But absolutely 100% this will be the last question. So if you want to guarantee your final place, if you want to guarantee the final place, your place is the final. Well, you know what I'm trying to say. If you want to guarantee that the next reading is yours, send it as a super chat. Either way, oh God, either way, do please go ahead and do the magical, wonderful thing. And yeah, you've got 30 seconds to get your question in.
Ask your question now. Send your question as a super chat to guarantee your 3-card reading is next. Donations of $10 or £8 or over will receive a longer 6 or 7 card reading. To try for a free reading, write your question in the live chat starting with the word question. If no super chats come in, a free question will be chosen at random. And if you need help, just ask one of our mods.
Okay. Hello, I am back and I'm not muted. I know it's good, right? I'm learning. Look down. I've got a little thingy here that a little Stream Deck device that I can check my microphone on. Sanya Chola, good evening, my darling. You've asked the only question. However, it's a it's a health question, but I will let it. I will answer. It's a health question, my darling. I will do my best. Okay, I will do my best, but I do have to say that. Hang on. I do have to say that this is not medical advice. Okay, this is not medical advice, and the reason I'm saying that is because this is not medical advice, quite frankly, and what that means is, please seek medical help, right? Seek medical help. This is not medical advice. Right then, for the last time tonight, let's go ahead and hang on, sorry, let me just remove that one. There we go. Let's go ahead and cleanse the space. So we do that for you. Good evening, Annette. You wanted to ask a question, my darling. What's the question? So then, you need motivation. Thank you, my darling. So then, a general reading. You're currently not well mentally or physically. You need guidance to tackle with the struggle. You're an international student in Canada. Okay, my darling, let's have a look at what the cards will suggest. So then, Wispy. Sanya is not feeling on top of the world right now. What advice do we have apart from go see a medical doctor? Because that is always going to be the advice. Go see a doctor. Go see a doctor. Have you been to your doctor? No. Well, bloody well go to the doctor. Have you made an appointment yet? No. Well, bloody well make an appointment. Make an appointment. Make an appointment. Go see your doctor. Especially in Canada, Sanya, because you've got free, haven't you got free healthcare in Canada, the same as we've got in the UK? I think you do. I think there is. It might not be. I might be completely wrong. But I do believe that Canada has a pretty damn hot healthcare system. And I, if I remember rightly, I was watching something about it, and that they are as advanced as the American in terms of technology and, you know, at the forefront of things, but they have a similar sort of approach to free healthcare like the UK does. Because trust me, if both me and my other half were like a good 20 years younger and fit, healthy specimens of human beings, we may well have moved to Canada. I mean, we probably wouldn't have done, but we might have done. I would have loved to have moved to Canada. Anyway, right, let's have a look. You have been to a doctor for medications, but you're emotionally feeling very alone. And yes, I know, Ellis, we still need to go for a coffee, my friend. We absolutely do. Right, so then. Okay, right, Wispy. Sanya is getting help with medical stuff, but they're feeling very alone, very emotionally bereft and empty. I know I'm reading into those words, but as soon as you said that you were feeling alone, I was like, it's not actually just loneliness. There's other stuff going on as well. So let's have a look, Wispy. What does Sanya need to look at? What can we advise? What advice does Sanya need to hear from the cards? Again, it's not medical advice, it's not counselling advice. However, I do always recommend counselling. Also, I am a great big huge proponent of mental health medication if need be. I have been on citalopram, an antidepressant, for about 20 years. Well, not just this one, I've been on several over the years. And it helps regulate my chemistry in my brain. And without it, my brain tells me things that aren't necessarily true, because my medications act, because my brain chemistry works in such a way that it malfunctions. Okay. I'm also in the process of trying to reverse type 2 diabetes. And whilst I was, for many years, I've been taking diabetes medication. Again, I take it because a body part misfires and there is a chemical imbalance. And so one medication does something very similar to the other medication, just dealing with different body parts. One's the brain, one's the pancreas. For one of them, there's a massive stigma. For one of them, oh, this is a need. I believe very firmly that no medication should come with that stigma, even if it's something to do with your brain chemistry, because we are more than that. And nobody would say to me, oh, as a diabetic, I don't think you should take your diabetic medication because, have you just tried not being diabetic? Have you ever tried, maybe going out and seeing a bit of sunshine? That will help you not be diabetic. Have you thought about maybe going stroking a dog or going cuddle a pussycat? That will help you not be diabetic. People have told me those things about my mental health. Bullshit, innit? Anyway, Sonia, let's have a look. So I'm going to do your drop and let's see what advice the cards have. So, my darling, where you are right now, 3 of Swords, you are in a heartbreak situation, right? You are in a heartbreak situation. Now, this might not be down to a relationship. It might be, but if it's homesick, if it's feeling that you don't have a connection with the heart, with a significant other, whatever that is, this is a classic heartbreak card, right? The 3 of Swords is all about heartbreak. I'm going to lay the other cards and then we'll go into the breakdown. You've got the 10 of Swords coming up in what you need to know. And we've got the Justice card. Now that's interesting for the potential future opportunities. So let's just talk about this card first. The 3 of Swords. It's called the Heartbreak card because in every single deck it is depicted similarly. And that is normally with a heart, sometimes a cartoon heart, sometimes like this where it's more of an anatomical heart. But it is always a heart. And they are normally pierced with 3 swords. We haven't got swords in this one, right? We haven't got the swords in this one. But what we have got are 3 needles. And if you look very closely, you can see that the wounds that the swords have left are bleeding and bloody and horrible. But just look here. Look at this. Look at this one needle and this thread. If you look close enough, hang on, where is it? There you go. That thread is attached because it is already stitching up the heart. Okay? What this tells us, and this deck is phenomenal for this, your heart can heal. Even when it's been stabbed 3 times through with a great big bloody sword, it can heal. It just needs time, tenderness and care. It needs those things and your heart will be able to heal. If you are lonely because of a relationship, if you or lack of a relationship that failed, if you are lonely because you don't have a significant other in your life, if you're lonely because you're homesick or whatever it is, there are ways to connect with people. Okay? Loneliness is something that I think every single person struggles with in their life at some point, right? It's something that I struggled with. I also have from the other side a social anxiety, which means I don't normally like being around people. So I get lonely when I'm not around people, and when I am around people I get anxious, so I don't want to be around people. But when I'm not around people I get lonely because I'm not around people. So I am forever in this catch-22 cycle of, do I want to go out and meet people? Do I not? Do I want to go and meet Ellis for coffee? Yes, I do. but maybe Ellis doesn't want to hear from me to arrange it today. Do I want to go over to where Ed is and go for coffee? Yes. Do I want to go and sit at Patricia's and have a coffee? Yes. Do I want to go to where Neil is up in the very tip top of the country? Yes, I do. Do I want to go across to where Holland is and go and see people that I knew over there and go for coffee and do all those things? Of course I do. However, I also get very scared about meeting people, even people that I'm friends with. It's a head fuck. But what I'm saying is, right, for you, if you are dealing with the same sort of things, if it is loneliness that is causing that head fuck, if it is whatever, there are people out there in the world, right? You've just got to find them. If you say that you have a massive interest in medieval armour, right? Just off the top of my head, there will be a group somewhere that likes talking about medieval armour. And they will meet once a month, once a week, once every fortnight, whatever. They will meet. It might not be in your town where you are now, but there will be a meetup of people that are into that near you. If you are into witchcraft, there will be a group of people that meet up and talk about that. If you are into whatever it is, Star Trek, anime, whatever it is in this world, if you have a hobby, especially with the internet, there will be meetups and groups and people that you can go and meet and talk with. And what then happens is this weird, mysterious, bloody thing happens that I do not understand, right? It's this thing, I think I'm saying it right, it's called friendship. And what happens is, these people that you've just met, you suddenly find yourself a few months down the line messaging some of them, or waking up in the morning and thinking, oh, I hope that person's okay, or sending them birthday cards or Christmas cards, because suddenly this person isn't a stranger anymore. Okay, so whether it's getting over a relationship, or whether it is just feeling a lack of friends or a lack of connection, there are people out there, my darling. It doesn't have to be this way, because this heart is not broken. Right? It's the heartbreak card, but the heart is not broken. It's been damaged. It will repair itself. It will get better. These other stitches will come in. Eventually, the wounds heal. The stitches will fall out or dissolve, and the heart will be almost as good as new. In what you need to know, we've got the 10 of Swords. Right? Swords is all about trouble and strife. Swords is all about difficulties, obstacles and hurdles. Right? The 10 is overflowing. It is overflowing. But this 10 is reversed. This is not a permanent position for you to be in, right? You don't have to have this amount of negativity and hurdles and challenges going on right now. It doesn't have to be that way. It's a temporary thing. It will pass. Why am I saying it will pass? Because look, the bird has all of these swords, or in this case needles, put into them. They have passed, right? This white fluid, if you imagine it was red, you'd know what that was, right? Unfortunately, the bird has passed. However, the spirit of the bird, the essence of the bird, has come up into a metaphysical egg, right? This spirit of this bird is going to be reborn. So even in its darkest time, there is this element of rebirth and this element of hope. And this is coming up saying that, look, you didn't land yourself in this 10 of Swords situation. This wasn't your doing, because it's reversed. It will pass. It will get better. Okay? And again, how you do that is perhaps by talking to other people, making those connections, and having relationships with people that are, you know, if you like, if each relationship is a single AA battery, eventually you plug all of those batteries in and you'll be powered as if you are plugged into the main supply. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? And then in what's to come, in the future opportunities, we've got justice, and this is upright. So whoever's hurt you, whatever this was, whatever this cause is, you've got the justice card. Things are going to come right for you, my darling. Things are going to get better. Things are going to improve, right? We've got this. This card is so important. It's a major arcana card. It's the only one you've got in your 3 cards, right? But this card is talking about justice. Justice can mean lots of different things for different people. For some people, it would be talking about legal matters and legal justice. For other people, it's talking about universal justice, getting what is just, getting what is right. It will come good. The balance of scales, that karma, it will come good, my darling. What you've just got to have faith, right? You've just got to have faith, not in yourself, not in a deity, not in a God form. I'm not talking about that type of faith. I'm talking about have faith that whatever this is, right? Whoever has hurt you, that person's time will come, right? They will take a look at some point and realize what is happening. If this loneliness you're feeling is because you're in a different country, there will be communities in every country. There are communities from around the world. So there will be people in Canada that are from your neck of the world. You say you're an international student. I don't know if you're from Italy. There will be a group of Italian speaking and Italian expats in Canada. They will meet up. They will have, there will be different things. You can find those groups of people on things like Facebook and on Twitter or X. You can find those people online and then meet them physically in a cafe. Make sure you're safe. But you can do all of that, and you can find those communities. You can find those people, those hobbyists, those people that share the same passions as you, my darling. You can find those people. It's just going to take a little bit of time and effort, right? It's not going to happen overnight, and it is going to mean a bit of work from yourself, my darling. It's going to mean that you actually need to go and find and seek out those people. I hope that helps, my darling. I really do. I hope it helps. Always, right? I was going to say always a trouble shared is a trouble halved, but I don't believe that. Because normally a trouble shared is gossip, right? But having people around you, having people that are there, those people will help share the burden, okay? And with that, my darling, I'm going to say that is your reading. And thank you ever so much for asking a question. Listen, it does get better. None of this is a permanent place of being, right? Things will improve. I hope that helps, my darling. Take care of yourself. And as I say, it will get better. I promise. You've just got to give it time. And with that, my darling, I'm going to say thank you ever so much for your question. And that is going to be the last reading tonight, everybody. We finish at 9 o'clock. It is now, by my calculations, it is 2 minutes past. So it is time for us to depart and to say our goodbyes. Let me just have a look in that there live chat. Sanya, thank you so much, Lisa, and everyone, for all your kind words. Love you so much. No, listen, my darling, this is a wonderful community here on the internet, right? We are a genuinely very, very caring community. So do pop in again. We're here every Tuesday at 7 p.m. and Sunday at 7 p.m. UK time. So do come and see us again. But yeah, exactly. Do connect to people, talk to them, share your day with them. You'll come out of your comfort zone and make things better for yourself. Absolutely, my darling. Absolutely. Ellis, you were driving the other week and then feeling miserable the other week, and then you were driving and saw a gull doing a little rain dance on the grassy roundabout trying to draw out a worm. It reminded you of our lovely world and you were okay. You see, this is it. Take pleasure in the small things. But also, Sonia, if you need medical help, if you need medical chemical help, go and seek it out, and don't feel any shame or any embarrassment of doing that. I hope that helps, my darling. Good evening to Mitch. You've joined us right on the end, Mitch. Sorry about that, but yay, I'm glad that you were able to pop in. Come and see us a bit earlier next time, my friend. And you missed the members tonight as well. Thank you for your company, says Patricia. You have walked the path and understood the emphasis with what is happening. You have seen the darkest night give way to the sun. That's it. That is it. We have all been through our own darkest nights. We've all been through those times. And the thing is, you've just got to keep going. And if you can't keep going till tomorrow, keep going for the next hour. If you can't keep going for the next hour, just keep going for the next 10 minutes or the next 5 minutes or the next 30 seconds. Just keep telling it. And when you've done that 30 seconds, do another 30 seconds. And you just keep going, because it does get better. New days come every day. And listen, the world is just, well, not the world, but the northern hemisphere is just going into spring. The southern hemisphere is going into autumn. These are the two best seasons, right? The world is going into the two best seasons right now. In the northern hemisphere, we get spring, so you get new life popping up, new animals being born, new birds, new everything, new flowers, new trees, new leaves. Wonderful. In the southern hemisphere, you've got autumn. Everything's about to change colour. Everything is about to get a little bit cooler, a little bit easier to bear, and the symphony of colours is about to start. That is autumn. It is a wonderful time of year. Honestly, things are a lot better than we can sometimes see. And with all of that being said, all of those platitudes and everything, listen, I mean it from the bottom of my heart, right? You've just got to keep going, because for the people that connect with this channel, there's a reason we connect, right? Because we're genuinely good people. We might not be the best people. We might not be angels. We might be, doing our best from day to day and minute to minute. But genuinely speaking, I believe that we are all good people at heart, and the world needs more of those. And with this, here endeth the sermon for tonight. I hope that helps, everybody. I hope to see you very soon on another stream. I have had a blast tonight. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you for being here. Thank you to our wonderful members. Thank you to the amazing moderators who help the channel and keep the channel running, basically. And thank you to everybody who asked a question. I will be back on Tuesday evening, 7 p.m. UK time. And until then, as I always say, stay you, stay true, stay authentic, and I'll catch you on the next one. Goodbye.